check. You want to know Move Swiftly speaker checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving your perspective on teamwork. We'll not get anywhere else. We do not. We do not teach how to rise to the occasion. We teach how to fall to your level of preparation. Boy, oh boy, that was one hell of a run. All right. I planned on going 10 miles, ended up going 14. Heard me correctly. 14 miles over half marathon. Man, and my ass is kicked. One thing about it, when you're running these high distances with this cotton on, over time it weighs you down, and my goodness, my ass is kicked. Kicked on a different level. Regardless, the reason I do these right after a run is to capture the feeling right after the run, is to capture it all and to show you guys I'm not just talking, I'm actually taking action towards getting to the places where I'm trying to get to. It's a Tuesday. Second, if I'm not mistaken, the second to last Tuesday of December. Forgive me. Again, I'm all, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and sit down because I can barely walk. I'm going to have to sit down for this one. I haven't had to sit down for one in a while. But I need to sit down for this. Give me a second. They did knock out. I'm telling you. All right, here we go. Yeah, I need to sit down. All right, top five. Top five ways. Top 5 ways to fix how you talk about what you do. All right. Again, all week the theme this week is fixing how you talk about your business and how you talk about what you do. If you recall yesterday, the question was, how do you talk about what you do? Which is going to be the difference between no deal and a deal. All right. So, all right. So, first thing, top 5 ways to talk about what you do. First thing, you gotta have a presence. I know it sounds crazy me saying it right now, but my ass is kicked. You gotta have confidence, and you gotta have a confident tone, a confident presence in terms of what you do. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, you need a coach. Hear me when I tell you, you need a coach to get you right. And number 3, you got to have that coach put you on the hot seat. When I say a coach, not some bullshit person just taking your money, but a person really putting you on the hot seat and asking you and grilling you with questions about what it is you need to do to get better and to make sure you're on point in terms of your language and how you say what you do and how clear it comes out. Which brings me to number 4, clarity in the results. Whenever you're speaking to someone, whether it's a potential partner or a client, you have to have clear results shown about what they're going to get if they invest their time and money in you. And number 5, finally number 5, again, I'm struggling with this one. Bear with me, folks. Number 5, you have got to make it a habit every single day to do something to bring a new person in your world, meaning the person who didn't know you before today now knows you because of something you did. And that has to be part of your daily wiring and your daily structure and your daily habits. All right. So recap, top 5 Tuesday, top 5 ways to talk about what you do. Number 1, confidence. 2, hire a coach, find a coach. And I'll do a deeper dive on all these in the live stream later. So bear with me on this. Number 3, make sure that coach is putting you on the hot seat. Number 4, make sure there's clarity in terms of results and what they're going to be getting. And number 5, always bringing new people into your world. All right. All that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into everything I'm all about.
Good. Still morning.
YAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork.
Let me get the banner.
Check it out. You guys can see it move swiftly.
We will talk more soon. Yes. So I purposely play those. Right before, because that's actually my first time seeing it too. Because again, the goal and the point of me deciding to regularly put out content is make sure it comes off as authentic as humanly possible. And the reason I do them right after the run is to show you, again, we're about action here. We're not about doing too much talking without action. So yes, that was me this morning, just about 4 hours ago, where the plan was 10 miles and then ended up going to 14 miles, and I kind of just went off cramping, Pedialyte, and I was, every time I get up in that higher mileage, the cramps start coming back. So that's on me. That's the mistake that I continuously make, and it's funny because it leads into exactly what it is we're going to be discussing today in terms of what the Top 5 Tuesday is today. Top 5 ways to talk about what you do. All right. There's an art to it. There's a skill set. There's a particular way in which you have to talk about what you do. And only you're going to be able to answer the question based on trial and error, based on how you decide you're going to go about it, based on how serious you're going to take your actions. Are you going to go talk to strangers? Are you going to go meet people? Are you going to go call friends? Are you going to go and put people in uncomfortable positions? Are you going to call stuff out when you see it at your job, or when you see it just in general? It's just, call out bullshit to make people uncomfortable, and stop with this phoniness, and let's start having real dialogue in terms of what it is you do and get real results. And so much of it, you guys, if you were listening yesterday, so much of what we're going to discuss is working from within. It's working from within. It's what are you deciding to say to yourself? What is your self-talk like? Are you more so the person that's constantly telling yourself about how bad things were in the past? Or are you always, hey, new day. It's a new day. Let's get the most out of this 24 hours that we're blessed to see. All right. So I know I went on a mini tangent there, but just had to get that out in terms of, because as I look at my previous video that I do in the morning, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I was out of it. All right. So all that being said, before I get too deep into the Top 5 Tuesday today, let me make sure you guys see if you are a business. Actually, let me reintroduce myself to anybody that is new around here. First and foremost, my name, it is Aswan Crookshank. I am your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, current six-time published author and educator. I created this whole brand, this whole business, whole concept that's all about taking the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the football field and applying them to businesses and business owners, so they have a staff and or a group of employees that moves as efficiently as a championship high school or youth football team. All the information about that is right there on makeyourmove.com. That's makeyaMove.com. Check that out for more information. Make sure too you get a copy of my newest book, How to Be a Wintrapreneur, which will be officially dropping around March Madness time. It's ready for pre-order, but it'll be officially dropping around March Madness time, which is the actionable thing that you can become right now in whatever position you're in. You want to be a win-trapreneur. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. Trust me, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that aren't making a dime. You want to win as an entrepreneur. That's what you like how I put the little twist on there, right? You want to win as an entrepreneur. You don't just want to be an entrepreneur, because there's a lot of them out there, a lot of entrepreneurs, but you want to win as an entrepreneur. That has to happen. And you win by constantly growing and seeing the losses as something that you learn from, documenting them, speaking about them. In fact, just when I'm a huge, around here, just know I'm a huge Michigan fan. And that week's theme was all about how to handle the losses. Because, first time we lose to Ohio State in the past 4 years, that one hit all of us. And then you see what happened after with Coach Moore, which we did a whole episode on lust and all that. So that would most likely, can never say never, but probably won't be seeing too much Sharon Moore content on this channel as much as you used to, but who knows, who knows what's going to happen. Who knows if he's going to come out, make a statement about what happened. And the crazy part actually is there was another coach in Ohio that got not Ohio State, but Ohio University, that got tripped up by the ladies again. In fact, this one was sleeping with a college football coach. So again, myself, someone who has known the college football world, very, very familiar with it. In fact, very many people have said that I should have been a college football coach. You look at what's going on. I'll do my own thing. I'll run my own bill. I'll create my own stuff, because that's a business that is not for everybody. And there's a lot of that stuff going on that, again, you have to, at some point, you have to listen to God and what God is telling you to do and what God is calling you to do. So again, all of that, I know, again, I'm going on tangents today because I'm a little more awake. I'm a little more alive than I was just a couple hours ago. Now that my cramps are going away and I'm back here. All right. So all that being said, let's jump right into the article. Top 5 Tuesday, top 5 ways to talk about what you do. There's a systematic way in terms of how you talk about what you do from the moment you introduce yourself to somebody to the moment you actually ask for the offer. There's an art form. There's a step-by-step process that you got to master. You got to master it, and you can master it right now. You can master it on your phone. You can take your phone out right now and start mastering how you speak to people, how you speak about your business. You go look in the mirror, whatever mirror you are, whatever mirror is closest to you right now. Start practicing. You're in your car. Turn off the damn radio. Turn off the podcast, unless it's this one, but turn off all the nonsense that you're listening to and start practicing how you're going to approach it. I remember back when I was doing tons of job interviews and business clients and stuff like that, you would practice what you're going to say before you actually get on the car. When you're on your way, when you stop at a red light, you look in the rear view mirror, you're like, hey, if someone so says this and I'm gonna say this, and you have to practice this stuff. This stuff does not just fall into your lap. You have to take the initiative to do it. And this is the way, this is the result, and this is the process towards getting to those results. And this is the way it goes about it. So here it is. Top 5 Tuesday, top 5 ways to talk about what you do. And I went with this image because as some, if you're new around here, just let me go ahead and announce it now. You are speaking to someone who's now a financial advisor, officially a financial advisor. I did pass the certifications and the licensed financial advisor. So now as business owners, the business owners that I am already serving with my Swiftly workshops or my employee development workshops, now I can add more services to them. And again, this was a book that I was written about 4 years ago now with 4 other authors. We're all former athletes, and we all got together and said, hey, let's write a book on how we can teach young athletes about how to manage their money, what they need to be doing, turning their skills into cash. That actually too is available on makeyourmove.com. If you would like a copy of that, make sure you go to Six Figure Athlete right there and get yourself a copy. As you can see right there, there are the other authors, and all of them but one. The only one that has not been on this platform, on the show, is Kendra Brim. All right. So Kendra, if you're listening, we need you on the show to full sweep to get everybody on. All right. All right. So yesterday's Make Your Move Monday kickoff question was simple but uncomfortable for a lot of people. How do you talk about what you do? Not what you intend to do, not what you're working toward, but what you actually do today, right here. This part right here, what you actually do today. How do you talk about it? All right. The question matters because how you talk about what you do, question matters because how you talk about your work determines whether people lean in or tune out. Okay, right here, straight up, it goes maybe 7 seconds of you meeting someone, and it's going to determine whether they're leaning in. Hey, let me hear some more. Okay, you got a card, you got this, versus okay, yeah, good luck with it. Right? In the first 7 seconds of you shaking a person's hand, saying your name, it's either all right, cool, I want to hear more. What you do, and then, or if you don't have it together, in your mind, it's like, yeah, good luck. I want good luck with it. And then you never hear from them again. And that's going to be based on how you practice, how much you're actually practicing. All right. So the question matters because how you talk about your work. Yes. Whether people lean in or tune out, whether conversations turn into opportunities, whether your message sharpens or stays stuck. Below, top 5 ways to talk about what you do, built from real reps. All right. Real mistakes and real corrections. Again, you are listening to someone who has made all the mistakes 10, 15 times in a row. I mean, I have still make mistakes about when it comes to this, because this is never something that you're going to just simply, this is never something you're just simply going to perfect. The only part of it that can be perfect is the part that you are constantly developing it and practicing it and crafting it to where your delivery is as authentic as humanly possible. So actually the reason I went with the thumbnail, I want to pull it up now. I'm going to try to keep this around 25 minutes. But the reason I went with the thumbnail about with Swiftly, me holding the book Swiftly, was because the way I talk about Swiftly is a completely different way in terms of it just being a book. It's actually a systematic way in which you can use this You can use this acronym to make it so your staff is moving in a way where they're constantly getting better. All right, you put people in skilled, well-informed front team. You figure out what categories they are. Then you add. You see it right here. You add your LY plus LY. You lift yourself, and you get people working, skilled workers, front team workers, well-informed workers. You get all of them working together so they can make things better. So you're not having people in there just running around collecting a check, because that is a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for where your business will fail if you have not implemented some sort of development process towards it. And it can't be just, oh, when you feel like it or when you have the funds. No, it's got to be part of the actual funding, part of the actual systematic things that you pay for if you're going to stay in business. It's like trying to drive a car and just decide, okay, I'm not going to put gas in it this week. You have to have gas in the car. If you're going to run a business, you have got to include the cost of employee development. I want to say that again, nice and clear, so everyone hears me. If you're going to run a business, all right, if you're going to run a business and it's going to blow up and you have, employees and you're responsible for human life, you have to, or lives of the livelihood of other folks, you have to include the cost of employee development. Too many of you listening to me out there have failed miserably in your business because you did not include costs. The cost, how much it's going to cost in employee development, to where, okay, yeah, you opened something up, you did this, you did that, and you got people in, and you got some clients, you got some money, but you have no way of developing these people, and the money that you do receive is now just going to kind of maintain the business. So now you're not working on the business at this point, you're working in the business, and then you just simply over time just paid to have another job. I just described the majority of you guys right there who are quote unquote business owners. All right. All you did was pay to have another job because you didn't include the cost of employee development. So when you're bringing people in, they're just coming in for the money and then they're coming right back out. And then all the money you have to pay them in terms of the insurance, in terms of the protection, in terms of replacing them, all of that just goes out the window. And then eventually it just burns and crashes, or crashes and burns. All right. This is why, again, your presence and how you talk about what you do makes the difference. So number one, let's get to number one. A solid presence and confidence. Let's clear this one up immediately. Confidence is not cockiness. Cockiness, loud, performative, full of antics, trying to appear more important than reality supports. All right. So confidence is different. Confidence comes from the work that's done. It shows up calm, grounded tone, no rush to convince, no emotional attachment, whether someone buys or not. You speak like someone who's done it before because you have. Okay. That's the key distinction. Cockiness tries to elevate status. Confidence, a reflective experience. When you're truly confident, people feel it. Hear me. When you're truly confident, people will feel it. And even if they don't move forward, they understand one thing clearly. You're going to be fine without them. Yes. All right. That puts the responsibility on them to rise to meet the standard. Confidence comes from repetition, not personality. It's again, big football guy here. So one of the things that we used to say, coaches used to, I've repeated it on multiple occasions, you will hear when you're in the football world, is when you score a touchdown, you'll notice the guy who's been there before, right? You'll notice the guy who scores a touchdown simply like a guy like a LaDainian Tomlinson, right? They did, it was LaDainian Tomlinson and Barry Sanders. They did a whole thing on Barry Sanders, right? Where he would score a touchdown and immediately hand the ball to the ref. Done. Been there, done that. I'll be back. And then you have guys who aren't Barry Sanders, who may score 1 or 2 touchdowns in their career, and they got dances and they doing this and they throw it in this, and like they act like they haven't been. That's cockiness. See, a guy like a Barry Sanders, who in my opinion is the best running back in NFL history, simply hands the ball to the ref. Period. Confidence, right? And that should be you, that your presence in the end zone, you're always going to be there. Like, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back. So me handing the ball to the ref is something that is just what I do. All right. So having said that, number 2, you need a coach. Top 5 Tuesday. I want to make sure I'm reiterating the title, the reset, but and just in case you're just jumping in here, top 5 ways to talk about what you do. 1, build confidence. 2, you need a coach. You got to have a coach. I know, again, listen, these are things you have to include in your costs. You don't know what you don't know. Take it from me. You do not know what you do not know when it comes to actually going out and achieving something great. All right. Everyone sounds clear. Everyone sounds clearer after being coached. Coaching forces language tightening, story ordering, outcome clarity. Even elite performers don't self-diagnose well. Elite performers do not just self-diagnose well. All right. If your message feels fuzzy, it usually is because no one has challenged it. This is where I'll directly reference yesterday again. Had I not paid for me personally, then this is a personal story. Had I not paid for coaching had I not paid to be coached directly by Dre Baldwin, the way I think, speak, and structure my delivery would not be the same today. Paying for a hard coach matters, not someone who just hypes you up, someone who interrupts you or cuts fluff. Focus forces clarity. All right. Someone who forces clarity. Excuse me. Wait, let me reread that. So, paying for a hard coach, not someone who hypes you up, but someone who interrupts you, cuts the fluff, and forces the clarity. Dre was one of several coaches. Now, he wasn't the only one. He was several coaches that I've been blessed to learn from, and each one tightened my delivery in ways I couldn't do alone. If you want sharper language, invest in in sharper feedback. All right, that is absolutely huge. It's huge to make sure you do that part. You got to go out and find someone that's going to really, really coach you hard because it's serious out here. It is serious out here. All right. Now, number 3, hot seats. Hot seats. This is kind of mixed. I could have easily made this 2A and 2B. All right. But number 3 is hot seats. And this is how you can use this as more of a way of seeing if you found the right coach, because does your coach put you on the hot seat? All right, this one's big. I don't want to say it's the most important thing, but it probably is in terms of just how you're developing it. And to be honest with you, you should be putting yourself on the hot seat, given all the resources that we have available to us. So this one's huge. Hot seat sessions are where growth accelerates. They involve live feedback, real-time objections, someone stopping you mid-sentence and saying that part lost me. Say it again, shorter. One of the most valuable experiences I had was with Drake during the mastermind session, where multiple members, including myself, were put on the hot seat. No saving face, no soft questions. We were challenged directly about our business models, explanations. Here's the truth. When you talk about what you do to enough people, eventually you'll learn how to say it in a way that makes sense, lands emotionally, produces action. Hot seats speed the process up, avoiding them delays growth. So this right here, the hot seats, you're not going to get that with friends. Okay, you're not going to get that with friends. You're not going to get that with mommy and daddy and all the people that are telling you how great of a person you are. You're not going to get that. These hot seat sessions need to actually be paid for. You need to actually go and pay for someone to do these things for you. So it comes off with that direct. And it's that bold approach that you've actually been through something. People get ready to pay you whatever your fee is. They got to feel that on you, man. They got to know it. They got to know that you have that's going to get the result that I'm trying to get to. And that, again, actually this weekend. So again, I'll tell you a quick story. So being a part of a brand new self and professional development group, I'm not going to put the name out there now, and I'm not the person who put me on to this the cramps haven't fully gone away, guys, so just bear with me. All right, so the person who put me on with this business, again, don't have her permission to say her name, so for now she's being referred to as Pocahontas. But we were talking about edifying. We're talking about how to edify certain people or edify her. And I remember she was struggling with how I should be edifying her, and then I had to be the one to step in and say, no, we got to say it like this. And we kind of went back and forth, because that part of it is really important, is as I'm making introductions to her and to what it is she does, the way I say something is going to be the difference between somebody saying, okay, I want to hear more, versus, again, thank you, but no thank you. We got to make sure we tighten that up. In fact, just about an hour from this, I'm meeting up with them. So let me run through this. So, all right. So number 3, hot seat sessions. Number 4, right there, as you can see, they're all in alignment. There needs to be a clear goal and result. People don't buy titles. They don't buy passions, background stories. What they buy are problem solved, right? I'm doing this at a Panera, and I was hungry, and I paid for a sandwich, and my hunger problem was solved. I mean, did I ask, where the chicken came from? Did I ask where the avocado came? Did I ask? No. I'm hungry. I'm taking my money and I'm paying for the damn sandwich and I'm eating it because I needed it. That's the way the world works. So the problem, what problem are you solving? Be clear and concise about the problem that you're solving and the results that you're going to get when they pay for it. That's how you're supposed to talk to people. What problem are you solving in their life? The outcome that is delivered and the results repeated. If you can't clearly say, I help blank, do blank so they can blank. Again, I help business owners run a staff so they can maintain a staff. I help business owners with employee development so they can maintain their staff. That's it, and allow them to grow. This is the question right there. Can you do it? This is the test. I help blank, do blank so they can blank. Can you get it off in less than 7 seconds? I help business owners with employee development so they can maintain their staff. See? Done. Now, again, I've paid for coaching for multiple people and I practice this stuff every single day. You need to start practicing this stuff as well. So then the work isn't done. All right. It's just like points 1 through 3, this cannot be overlooked without a clear result, a defined outcome, and a realistic timeline. So all you get if you don't have these things, and all right, so I'll kind of run through this last part. So if you don't do these things, then you will meet and run into people who you relate well to, and the only thing you're going to have is conversation. I remember actually having that conversation. It was a semi-pro league that I was looking to start up my own semi-pro league or semi-pro team, and the league commissioner was talking to me about the things that I was doing the wrong way. And he goes, look, without money, all you have is conversation. You have a bunch of people that are interested in playing semi-pro, but without money for this and money for that, then nothing gets done. So without the clear goal result, again, all you have is conversation, and conversations don't really actually move the needle. Only thing a conversation is just that, a conversation, people talking, and you get nowhere. All right. So finally, final number 5. All right. Let me reset the room before I go through this one. All right. Top 5 ways to talk about what you do. All right. We talked about, again, got to have a solid presence. You need a coach. You need to hot seat sessions, and then you need a clear goal and result. Finally, number 5, this is where the hustle comes in, right? This is where the hustle comes in. And I was actually just listening to one of my favorite YouTubers, Anton Daniels. He was talking about how your 20s and your 30s are all about hustle. All about hustle. Don't settle. Everything about getting your bread up, forget the clubbing and partying and all that. He was like, all about hustle, hustle. So that way, when you hit your 40s, it's like you could just do, when you hit that back end of your life and you got like a bag, like you just set up because you sacrificed from, throughout your 20s and your 30s. This right here is this right here is what he was sort of mentioning. Daily new people are required. This is a non-negotiable. If you talk this to the same people every day, your message will never sharpen. You need new conversations daily, new reps daily, new feedback daily. Your systems must be set up in a way where new people are entering your world consistently. And here's the reality. It's physically impossible to do this alone. Okay, that's where technology, especially AI, comes in. You can now build systems that attract newcomers, filter interest, and create conversations before you even speak. And it's based on what you decide to do every single day. What do you guys see me do? Taking a run. It's a brand new video up on my YouTube channel, regardless, because you want somebody new attacking and attaching and attracting somebody new into your world. That's why you have to do it every single day. And it's a constant practice. Again, final word, how you talk about what you do is not talent. It's a trainable skill. It sharpens through repetition, coaching, feedback, systems, exposure. If you want help tightening that message, build leverage, and developing real employee development solutions, again, all that stuff is available on makeamove.com. That's MAKE. Pops up there. MAKEYAMOVE.com. Your one-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.